You could be in class right now, but instead you're here with us.
Welcome to
Hot Takes
and Hall Passes.
I'm Carla.
And I'm Sophia. Today we're here with Coach Kevin Sutton.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. Okay. So jumping right into the interview questions, when did your love for basketball begin?
My love for basketball began at a very young age, around the age of 10, 11, or 12, around that time frame. I had two uncles that played the game of basketball and introduced me to it. Yeah. And it was love at first sight, and it's been love ever since.
Yeah.
Was there someone who inspired you to coach or begin your coaching career?
Actually, I had several people that inspired me to coach. I was fortunate enough to have great coaches when I was a player. And the very first one was my father, and he was my coach. And then he coached me up until about age of 13. And then he handed me over to several other coaches. But if you were asking me specifically about a mentor, it would have to be Stu Vetter, who was my high school coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach in the Washington, D.C. area. And he serves as a father figure still to me, for me, still to this day. And then also my AAU coach, Mr. Reginald Kitchen, had a huge impact on my life, and one of the many reasons why I wanted to get into coaching, and probably one of the main reasons why I'm in coaching still to this day.
Could you tell us about your coaching experience? Where did you coach?
My coaching experience is vast. I hope we have enough time so I can tell you all the places that I've been. I started right after I graduated from James Madison University. I got right into coaching, and I coached there for 2 years, and then left James Madison University and then went back to the high school level. And I coached with Stu Vetter at 3 different high schools for 10 years. And then I went to Old Dominion University and started my collegiate experience. So from a college standpoint, I have been at James Madison University, Old Dominion University, George Washington University, Georgetown, the University of Pittsburgh, Rhode Island, Florida Gulf Coast, Kansas State, and now I'm back in the high school level. And my experience is really vast, and the high schools that I've been at have been Flint Hill, Harker, St. John's Prospect Hall, Montrose Christian, Bishop McNamara, Montverde Academy, and St. Stephen's Episcopal School.
That's a lot. Yeah, it is.
IMG Academy.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget that. Yeah.
Go continue on or go
how is coaching at SSES different from all those schools?
It's a wonderful experience, to be really honest with you. It's different because my wife works here, and my daughter Riley, who's a freshman, attends St. Stephen's, so it's much more family oriented. So I'm much more invested in the whole school community than I was in any other schools that I've worked at. But the similarities are it's a private school, it's a college preparatory school, and it's a great atmosphere to work in. But I enjoy my time being here at St. Stephen's because I love everything about it, and I'm fully vested because my family members are here.
Yeah. Your wife was my sister's teacher last year.
She told me.
Her. Yeah.
I told my wife I was doing this interview, and she said, I had her sister.
Can I continue moving on?
Sure. So, basketball is a very great sport. What's your all-time favorite part about it?
My absolute favorite part about basketball is the lives that I get to impact. Yeah. I use the game of basketball to teach the life lessons, and so throughout my coaching experience, I've been fortunate enough and blessed enough to travel. I've been fortunate enough and blessed enough to win a lot of games. But that pales in comparison to having the student athletes and being able to impact their lives, because I use the game of basketball to do just that, to impact their lives and to create what I call living trophies.
Yeah.
So how do you hope your players find their passion in the sport?
I hope my players find their passion for the sport by seeing the amount of work that they put into it, and it's an input-output type of process. And I hope that they find that if they put in the work, that the rewards will come, and that it's not instantaneous and it's not an instant gratification type of situation, but I just hope that they find that what they're truly passionate about is certainly inside themselves, but hopefully it manifests itself through the game of basketball.
As you said earlier, you said how you impact the community. What ways do you do that in?
There were 4 things that we wanted to do when I first started the program here at St. Stephen's. One, we wanted to win the gymnasium, and that's the building that we participate in. So we wanted to make sure we worked extremely hard there and built a culture of work. So we have done that. Number 2, we wanted to impact the community here at St. Stephen's and win over the community. And so I challenged our student athletes to do a community service project every month. We started off the month of August with the shoe drive, and I told them, I said, hey, this one's real easy. Go to the back of your closet, pick up any shoes that you don't want to wear, okay, because there's people around the world that would love to have the shoes that you have. And also I'm going to help you out, because when you're given the shoes, then you can go to your parents and say you need new shoes. So I helped them out, and we raised, I collected 155 pairs of shoes, and then we donated them. And then the month of September, we started the Read with the Falcon program, and then every one of my players had to pick a grade level, and then they had to go throughout the month and then read with the young students here on campus, the fledglings, the preschoolers, the elementary school kids, all the way up through intermediate. And they've done a wonderful job with those projects. And then also, I challenged them to participate in homecoming. And that was like a light bulb went on, because they love to dance and act. And then they have this thing now that they call their going viral. And
viral.
Yeah, their TikTok things. And so I love seeing all of that, and I love seeing them incorporate other students into what we're doing and what they're doing, actually. And this group has bonded really, really well, and I've not had to force that bonding. It's been really organic. And then they come to all of the volleyball matches, and they finally figured out when to cheer and how to cheer, and it's just really, really refreshing to see them engage with their peers and become fully invested in St. Stephen's community.
Yeah, I think this is Carla and I have been playing basketball for a few years now, and this is one of the first times we've actually seen the guys team everywhere participating in different things and actually coming together as a community. Yeah. It's been really nice too.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead?
Sure. What is one piece of advice you give to younger athletes who want to pursue a basketball career or even just play it for fun?
Yeah, you know what? I am fortunate enough to speak not on around the world, not only just on basketball, but different topics of leadership and spirituality. But one thing that I remind any person that's willing to hear me speak is to love what you do. Yeah. For me, it's basketball, so I'll say, love the game, and then it'll love you back. But if you don't love the game, then just like any other relationship, that it has the opportunity to love someone else. So if you're fully invested and fully passionate about what you do, the rewards will come over time. So my piece of advice is to, love the game, and it'll love you back.
We are now transitioning into
hot takes. What's your all-time favorite basketball player, retired or current?
My all-time favorite basketball player is Magic Johnson, and I just thought he was and still is one of the most talented players I've ever had the opportunity to watch play live and on TV. And I think he changed the game of basketball because he was 6'9", and at that time most people that tall were playing close to the basket, but he was a guard, and then he had incredible vision, and then he played for the Lakers, which made it Showtime, and I tried to pattern my game after him and throw those fancy passes and then try to play the game of basketball from an entertainment standpoint. So Magic Johnson, without question, is my all-time favorite player.
Yeah. What do you think about Larry Bird?
Larry Bird was very good, from a purist standpoint. Yeah. Back then it was the Celtics versus the Lakers, so it was a lot of, rivalry. And Magic being my favorite player, I didn't particularly like the Celtics, but Larry Bird was a very talented player, so I have to respect that. And but they are best friends, so it's okay for me to like Larry Bird.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Okay, so going into food. After a long day of practice, say none of the guys are listening, or they're not I don't know, it's their off day. Mm-hmm. If you had to go home and just eat any dessert that you wanted, what would that dessert be?
Oh wow, I have several, but all you can never go wrong with a nice bowl of ice cream.
Yeah.
What flavor? I like anything with caramel. salted caramel, but anything with caramel. But you can't go wrong with a nice bowl of ice cream. My very very favorite flavor of ice cream is Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia.
Oh, that's a good. I like that one. That's good.
Continue on with food. What's your favorite pregame snack?
You know what? It's interesting, and that's a great question. I don't eat before the game, but then as soon as the game ends, I like anything with buffalo. Buffalo wings, buffalo spicy chicken. Anything like that after the game. But before the game, I don't eat before the game. My nerves are just going too fast, and I don't want to get sick and embarrassment on the sideline.
You can ask number 4.
Number 4?
Yeah.
Okay. LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
That's a difficult question, but I grew up in the era with Michael Jordan, and so Michael Jordan is the person that I choose because I'm biased towards that era. But I had the opportunity and privilege to work Michael Jordan's camp out in California, and he was an icon and still is an icon. But also, there wouldn't be a LeBron James if there wasn't a Michael Jordan. Yeah. Okay, and LeBron is fantastic in his own right. I love what he stands for and what he's done outside the game of basketball as well as what he's done inside the game of basketball. And I also had a chance to work his camp. And he was a really young, in his 20s, but you could see then that he was mature well beyond his years and that he was going to be the next fantastic player, and he was. But in my order, on rank, I go Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Okay.
That's a good rank, yeah.
I have one on the top of my head right now. Which one are you more impressed by? By someone's vertical or their height?
Wow, these questions are.
She's like thinking really hard.
I'm always impressed with a person's vertical jump versus their height. I've had players that had some high verticals. One in particular, a young man by the name of L.D. Williams, and he literally could put his elbow, at the rim level. So it was amazing to watch, him, soar to go get a rebound, soar to go get an alley-oop dunk. So I'm always impressed with a person's vertical jump as opposed to their height.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Last question. Hold on. Should I ask that one or should I? That's not a good question. Would you name drop if I asked you 5?
Sure.
Oh, seriously? Okay, everybody. At practice, who do you think runs the most laps, or who do you make run the most laps?
Oh, you guys have a future in this business. We actually don't conditioning. We don't have a set aside time in practice where, with the last 10 minutes or the last 15 minutes where we just run up and down and do conditioning. We practice so hard, that their conditioning comes within the drills and within the practice. There isn't one person in particular that I would say runs the most laps, but the one that's closest to that would have to be Dominic.
Yeah, we're not surprised. We're not.
It would have to be Dom.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Last question. How do you motivate players to keep pushing in a game or practice?
Yeah. My motivational style is way different than a lot of other people. A lot of people motivate through fear. I don't. I've never responded to techniques or tactics like that. I motivate from catching people doing something right, and then I try to accentuate that. So my philosophy is to shout praise and whisper criticism. And so if I catch you doing something right, I'm going to be screaming, way to go, great job, and then if you aren't doing it nearly as right, I'm going to say, hey, you're almost there, you're close. I think you can do that a little bit better. So our philosophy within the basketball program is we call you up before we call you out. So I motivate from a positive perspective. I think that's the answer you're looking for.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming
Oh, you're
on
welcome.
today. That was
You're
so
welcome.
much
These are
fun.
great questions.
Thank
you.
you.
know?
Can't see
And I
what's
appreciate the
more.
opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.